Do y'all remember the movie Get Out? Well, there's been some rumors circulating that everything we thought we knew about the movie Get Out is absolutely false. And after we're done here, you're gonna look at that movie totally different. See, the movie Get Out, which was created by Jordan Peele, one half of the famous Key and Peele, he made that movie about his friend Key, allegedly. So let me break it down. There's this comedian who goes by the name of Akilah Hughes, who just exposed the demon that's in Key's wife. And what she's gonna say is absolutely horrifying. And when we listen to Akilah Hughes' story, I want you to think about Akash Singh, the comedian from the Andrew Schultz show. And I also want you to think about Abba from Abba and Preach. I want you to think about every wicked woman who tarnished a man's legacy. And not only that, I want you to think about the slave master's mentality and the mindset of someone who is unwilling to work at something and uses other people to get what they want. But as we listen to Akilah Hughes' story, she's going to be switching some names around to avoid her getting sued. Also, I'm going to be chiming in with my point of view during the story.
I'll be using code names tonight because I don't want to get sued, which means you're getting some really hot celebrity goss. So, this is a story about open secrets in Hollywood and people who don't warn you about things and finding out the hard way. So before I even did podcasts, I did comedy in New York, and I got headhunted to move to LA, and I think that I always thought, you know, this is the job that will move me there, but like there'll be so much opportunity in Hollywood, which is now a dead industry. If you're thinking about it, think about something else. But at the time, you know, 2020s, I'm like, this is great. And I had just done a show for Comedy Central that was starring me and my friend who was in a movie with Ryan Gosling recently called, what's the movie called? Project Hail Mary, yes. So my friend Milana Weintraub, shout out, she and I made 3 sketches for Comedy Central. They went really well, and then COVID happened. And so we had this big dream of getting a TV show, and it really got dashed. But, you know, I realized I liked making sketch comedy. I liked having the big production behind it. I was tired of being like a self-starter. I wanted to sell out. And I got the opportunity. A few of my friends who work for different television shows came to me and they said, do you want to make a sketch comedy show, your star vehicle, where, you know, it'll be you and you'll be writing about, you know, the media and misinformation, but like through the lens of sketch comedy. And I was like, yes, but I need someone to help usher me in. And so one of those.
So she has the opportunity of a lifetime to write and perform and show her artistic ways and what she always been wanting. She has the opportunity of the lifetime to make sketches like Dave Chappelle and Key and Peele, as we're about to speak about.
His friend said, hey, I've got a great person to give you this opportunity. He is, and I don't think this is too shady, I think it's true, the less successful half of a comedy duo that was prolific in the 2010s. Perhaps, you know, I think their code names could be Lock and Banana.
Lock and Banana. One was less successful, and the other one, Banana Peele. Banana, that's her code name because she don't want to get sued. He was more successful with making movies like Get Out. I believe Us was one. Yeah, so the less successful one is Key. Keep that in mind.
And Locke
and he's
is
Locke.
gonna.
His name is gonna be Locke.
Use his name to carry you to the forefront of pop culture. And so we came up with a pitch. We practiced it. It was like so good. I mean, like not only is there a keynote presentation, but there are videos. We
All of this is allegedly.
We get one of the people pitching with us to go on Pierce Morgan and force him to say the tagline from the show, unwittingly. We are selling the show all over town. And, you know, we get a few offers, which is like a feeling that like is unlike any other, where you're like, we are wanted. Like it's coming together. And during the pitch process, Locke gets his dream. He's asked to host SNL. And he does, and we have this agreement. We're like, and you're gonna say the name of the show, you're just gonna put it in there at the end when you're doing your thank yous at the end of SNL.
So she's offered this opportunity to write sketches and skits. The person that she linked up with to hopefully push her show forth is Key, because Key is known from Key and Peele. He also just got a deal on SNL. So what she's hopefully getting him to do is announcing the new show and the sketches that she's going to be doing. That's what she's going to be using him and partnering up with him for.
And we should have known then that like he didn't say it. And it was like the only thing he had to say. But there were some things he said that were like weird, and thanking his wife, who becomes a weird main character in this whole story. And so my agent at the time calls me.
That's an important part. Y'all make sure y'all like this video. Make sure you subscribe. That's an important part. He didn't make the announcements for her skits and for her sketches and her show, but he made announcements about his wife. And that was weird. Check it out, y'all.
And she goes, how is pitching going? How do people feel about Locke? And I'm like, oh my God, they love him. Everybody loves Locke. And she's like, that's great, that's great. How do they feel about his wife, who is now somehow the executive producer on my show? And I'm like, you know, I hadn't really...
There's something that everybody know but her. Check it out.
Really thought about it. I don't think people like her very much. And she's like, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, okay, so like, are you saying like we're not gonna be able to sell this? Or she's like, listen, people like you and they like Locke. It'll come together. And so I forgive this sort of moment. But you know, that should have been the red flag where I said, hey, maybe we like pause this. We haven't sold it yet. We're all still free. Let's just recalibrate. Not me. I was like, no, because it's more important to have a celebrity attached. So we keep going. We get 2 offers. One, kind of mid. The other from a major studio that I won't name because I don't want to be sued. But you can imagine that their main character is vermin, if you think about it. If he was in your house, you wouldn't like that. But if he was at a theme park, you might be excited to see him.
This main character of this production or company, a large company, offer her a deal. But if you seen this character in your house, you wouldn't like it. So what would you like? Wouldn't you like in your house? But if you seen him at a theme park, you would like him. A mouse. Disney. Check it out, y'all.
So we signed the deal. We are locked in. We are getting several figures. It's all gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And so I'm celebrating one day. It's the Olympics that didn't happen in 2020. It's the weird 2021, and I love the Olympics. And so I'm waiting for a burrito to come to my door. And I get a phone call from, like, unknown, which is probably a bill collector, I think. But hey, I'm riding high. So I answer the call, and it is from Banana's wife. And Banana's wife says, hey, I just had dinner with Locke and his wife. They say they're doing a show with you. And I said, yeah.
Jordan Peele's wife. Remember, Peele is AKA Banana. So his wife called her, and here it, listen.
And I, again, don't know how she got my phone number, so this seems urgent. And she says something that, like, chills go down my back. I never eat the burrito, spoiler alert. She says, I'm just calling you because I wish someone would have warned me. She does about an hour of a monologue at me about how, she thinks that his wife is like Phil Hartman's wife. That she wouldn't trust her to hold a baby.
Jordan Peele's wife calls her to warn her and says Key's wife, is like Phil Hartman's wife. Who is Phil Hartman?
We begin with a murder investigation that has stunned the entertainment world. Phil Hartman, who gained fame on Saturday Night Live, was found shot dead in his home, apparently killed by his wife, who then committed suicide. ABC's Carla Wohl has more from Los Angeles.
At 6:20 this morning, residents of this upscale Encino neighborhood called police to report gunshots coming from the Hartman's gated estate. As they were taking the children out of the house, officers heard a gunshot in the master bedroom. There they discovered comedian Phil Hartman dead. Authorities say it appears his wife Bryn shot him, then turned the gun on herself.
She once poured alcohol on her birthday cake, and this person is sober.
Key's wife poured alcohol on Jordan Peele's wife after her being sober.
And the thing I moved to LA for this job. I'm not a woo-woo person, but this woo-woo thing happened, and I do think it was like the Lord. She says to me while I'm watching the opening ceremonies, mouth agape, there's a sweaty man from Tonga, and she says, there's no accounting for how much money she's cost that black man. And the light above the television burned out. This is a second red flag. I should take the hint. It's not gonna happen for me. But I think, you know what? Me and Ratatouille's boss, we're gonna keep going. They don't have to be that involved. They're non-writing EPs. They're just lending their name to the project.
I want y'all to think about what Cat Williams said on the Shannon Sharpe show with a lot of these guys' wives. And when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. There you go.
So we start grinding on a pilot. That's the job. We are meeting, and I'll tell you, Locke is busy shooting a movie with Timothy Chalamet. A remake of some sort of property that never needed to come to fruition. Hasn't helped Timmy's career at all. And I asked my agent, I'm like, should I fly to London? Should I warn him about what I've heard? And she said, that's a grown-ass man. He chose to marry that person. Don't do it. And so we just keep writing on it. Finally, we're in pre-production. This is like May 2023. And I'm excited. We're doing like a last meeting about going through the sketches. We're all feeling good about it. And for once, the wife joins the call. She first of all, she comes on and then yells at everybody because she said she got the wrong Zoom, but everybody else was on the Zoom. Anyway, she's here to offer notes. Yeah, she has no credits without this man.
Offer notes? So his wife is stepping in. She doesn't have any talent at all. Key has talent. We seen him in Key and Peele. He's hilarious. She has talent. She's a comedian. And all of a sudden, Key's wife want to enter into the Zoom because she owns a part of it, or somebody offered her a position in it. It's because she's married to Key. And she's been seemingly, allegedly manipulating this guy. And he needs to get out. Check it out.
Her notes are, comedy happens in threes. The letter K is funny. And finally, give the audience some candy. Now, how do you implement these notes in a script that is a half hour long, has people attached, has a location, and we're all just like, sure, man, we'll add 3 Ks or something. I don't know. Like one time she bragged on one of our calls about knowing Kristen Cinema. So I said, what that bitch have to say for herself? She did not like that. Well, she didn't like that nobody laughed or thought her ideas were good, so she threatens to sue the network. Now let me pause there because I brought a text. I brought something that was another red flag that I should have seen. This is from Dumois, an anonymous blind item that someone submitted. They said, since Locke was hosting SNL, I wanted to say, whenever I see him, I can only think of his wife. She has a bunch of food allergies. And she had an allergy attack about a eucalyptus plant by her table at Tribeca Grill. And then, in parentheses, on the celeb sighting list. Acting like she couldn't breathe. The plant was fake, and I showed it to her. She just said, oh, and acted totally normal after that. He was very nice about it and apologized after. He left a good tip. Bizarre, though. Bizarre, though. And so she threatens to sue the company. She threatens to sue the vermin. And so for a month, we hear nothing. We're no longer in pre-production. We're waiting around. My dreams, the thing I quit my dream job for, thinking I was gonna be ushered into the pop culture memory of the United States of America, is on hold. And they get back to us after a month and they say, hey, we paid them off the project, but you have to...
Paid her out the project, meaning she gained some money for something that she didn't even, like, she did nothing. She just attached herself to great talented people. And this leads me to believe that she knew what she was doing the whole time. So this sounds like it was premeditated, that she already knew that she was going to throw in some type of lawsuit in there.
To write a whole new pilot. And I'm like, at this point, well, fuck, like, these are all our best ideas. And also, like, they're like, one day you can perform that for the internet, but, like, we own the TV rights to that. So we do what writers do. We come back together and we write a banger script. Because we know that if the vermin has nothing, they have IP. And we write a script that is filled with Muppets. We believe that we're gonna have something worth fighting for. And, you know, we know that the strike is coming. It's in all of the papers. We all know that, like, there is this entertainment breakdown on the way. But we have, like, a few more weeks to just shoot the fucking pilot. And right before it happens, you know, Bob Iger's come back, Bobby Gare, and he's got my dream in his hands. And he cancels every single show in production. And then we all go on strike. And so that is just a project that I could not talk about, that was never announced, that was supposed to be my dream, that fell by the wayside. But, you know, there is an upside to this. You know, Julie said at the beginning, there are beginnings and endings all the time. And so that did end. And look, you know, what can be said? Locke, he's still playing, you know, I don't know, a frog in a movie about a video game, something like that. He never gets to be himself in public, and his partner has won Oscars. And everyone knows that his wife has ruined his career. It is diminishing returns. He's doing insurance commercials where there are other celebrities in it who are playing themselves, and he is playing a guy with a guitar. And that's the story of how close I came before Hollywood died.
Bless that sister's heart. But as I stated before, the world's rejection is God's protection. And God didn't want this young, beautiful, black, talented sister around all them evil people. Many of us grow up with dreams and aspirations that we want to fulfill, and we will fight tooth and nail and work ourselves in the grave to achieve those things. But until we understand that we don't need everybody else for our achievements, this will continue to happen because the devil has many tricks up his sleeve. Kanye West, Lamar Odom, Shannon Sharp, a lot of these guys, when you think about that Cat Williams interview, it leads me to believe that when these guys get with these women already have it and was already trained. It's already in the back of their mind to take everything you got. Allegedly, of course. But this is what we see. When you think of the movie Get Out, now it brings a whole new meaning to it. So, is Locke being manipulated? Was Jordan Peele's Get Out about Locke? I don't know. It's definitely something to think about, y'all. And it's real scary out there. Men and women, please protect yourself at all costs. Make sure you hype this video, subscribe. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.